That point where you make up your mind is where your life changes. That's where failure changes to success. It is your decision, not your condition, that determines your destiny. I promise you, where you're getting your best results will always lean towards your unique ability. Ultimately, what you focus on will define your identity. It will move from I can't do this, I don't have this, to I am not this. It doesn't take long for I don't have money to become I am poor. What you focus on ultimately will shape your sense of identity, because what you believe is what you become.
Whenever Dr. Sam speaks, your mind is going to be blown. Nothing less than what he always delivers.
He still doesn't run out of inspiration. Every time you listen to him, you are still inspired.
He's been doing this over many years. It's like he doesn't age doing it.
Just by mere meeting him, he has shifted my capacity.
Energetic, engaging, and filled with a lot of revelation and information that can change your life and move us from where we are now to the next level. Dr. Sam Adeyemi is the real deal.
When we find ourselves in very difficult circumstances, impossible circumstances, that actually is when our best potentials are released. We're tougher than the tough times. Hello there. If you're old enough, you'll remember the logarithm tables. I know that may sound strange to young people, but these were tables that we used to simplify complex calculations in mathematics when I was in high school. The calculators came and took them out. That's exactly what AI is doing. So I'm excited that Alicia Little, the queen of AI, will be with us at the Shift Leadership Conference USA on September 13 at the College Park Marriott, Hyattsville, Maryland. Now, Alicia teaches how you can prompt AI to reply your email, reply to the reply, set of appointments for you, and then put it in your calendar. She'll say a whole lot more, and we'll have our other speakers there, right? But this is the important thing. I am happy to announce that we'll be streaming live. You can join us from anywhere in the world. So register right away, and I'll see you on September 13. Do you sense that this is about the time when you are going to make a big shift to the next level in your life? Well, the Shift Conference USA is going to be your launch pad. Saturday, the 13th of September, 2025, all roads lead to the College Park Marriott, Hyattsville, Maryland, and we're going to have the Shift Conference. General session 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., the VIP session 1:30 p.m. to about 4 p.m. This is going to be revolutionary. Of course, there's going to be the breakfast meet and greet for people in the VIP and founders levels, and launch comes with the VIP session in the afternoon. We're going to discuss entrepreneurship, and we're going to cover various aspects of success and leadership. Wow, big thanks to all of our partnership sponsors for making this conference possible. Now, this conference is going to be oversubscribed within a short time because we have a long wait list. Register right away and see you on September 13th. My heart goes out to C-level leaders at this time of great uncertainty and unpredictability. The factors of disruption can wipe out careers, wipe out businesses in seasons like this. And then we have to manage shifting cultures as we manage a multi-generational workforce. That's why I think it would be absolutely worth your investment to fly from anywhere to be at the VIP session at the Shift Leadership Conference USA, holding on September 13 at the College Park Marriott, Hyattsville, Maryland, USA. You will be able to ask questions from all of our speakers. Alicia Little on AI, Segun Otulan on how he built his business to $1 billion and how you can, Cedric Nash on how to shift your mindset to become the person that can shift your finances. I'll take a session on strategic leadership. Don't come alone. Register yourself and your team members. See you on September 13. That point where you make up your mind is where your life changes. That's where failure changes to success. It is your decision, not your condition, that determines your destiny. I promise you, where you're getting your best results will always lean towards your unique ability. Ultimately, what you focus on will define your identity. It will move from I can't do this, I don't have this, to I am not this. It doesn't take long for I don't have money to become I am poor. What you focus on ultimately will shape your sense of identity, because what you believe is what you become.
Whenever Dr. Sam speaks, your mind is going to be blown. Nothing less than what he always delivers.
He still doesn't run out of inspiration. Every time you listen to him, you are still inspired.
He's been doing this over many years. It's like he doesn't age doing it.
Just by mere meeting him, he has shifted my capacity.
Energetic, engaging, and filled with a lot of revelation and information that can change your life and move us from where we are now to the next level. Dr. Sam Adeyemi is the real deal.
It is when we find ourselves in very difficult circumstances, impossible circumstances, that actually is when our best potentials are released. We're tougher than the tough times.
My experience was great.
This event was a fantastic event. It shifted me to the next level. Excellence, content was really, really powerful.
I enjoyed every minute of Shift. It was amazing, transformative. I particularly enjoyed Dr. Sam's session.
This was a world-class conference. I don't think I was really ready for the transformation that really happened in the room. All the speakers were so amazing.
My experience at the Shift conference was honestly mind-blowing. It's a blessing, honestly, to be here, and I'm really glad I've been able to participate in this year's Shift conference.
Shift.
I joined the Circle group. While I was going through your message, I went through the 40 days reset program. Between then and now, I've seen a lot has changed. All because, some of your messages, some of your leadership words, encouragement on how we should follow procedures. Some of these things, the way you talk it, you make it seem as if it's not difficult.
I went back to the 40-day reset. So in one of it, that if I start thinking about being a victim or anything, it's not going to help me and it's not going to help my employer as well. So every day when I'm driving to work, I play each of those things and it has really helped me. Wow. Oh, it has helped me. Wow. I found out that the way I see myself has really, really changed.
I immediately joined Circle and started the 40-day reset. It has been absolutely life-changing for me as far as a mindset shift that I didn't know I needed.
It's a very wonderful mental reset. If you're just joining in here and you have not tried that, please just go and check it out. I can promise you will come back and testify.
Hello, everyone. Yes, thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you, Theophilus from Accra, Ghana. Wow, awesome. Onyekachi Dixon, thank you from Benin City, Nigeria. And Naomi from Port Harcourt. Thank you. Matthew, Nigeria. Amazing. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so this is a brief one. It's just that there's a question I've been asked and that I feel I want to address, right? I want to address. So I'm not going to be long. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Boniface is in Nairobi, Kenya. Dr. Stephen, our regular from Lagos. Fortress, thank you. Abel from Kaduna. Samson from Lagos. Amazing. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Grace from Delta State. And thank you, Mohammed Garba. Thank you, TK Noah's Treasure. Amazing. Abiola from Osun State. And Michael from Ghana. Amazing. Joseph Ibadan, Nigeria. And Bernadette is in Lagos. Moses in Ekiti Winner is in Canada. Dr. Laleko is in Toronto, Canada. Amazing. Ayola from Oyo Town. Fred is in the UAE. Samuel is in Lagos. Ibuku is in Ilorin, Kwara State. Ayomide says, can you adopt me? Okay. So anyway, thank you for being a part of our community. Olayemi from Abu Dhabi, amazing. Thank you for joining us. Nagata from Lagos, and Shea from Lagos, and David from Ikorodu, Lagos, Emmanuel, Lagos. Okay. So when many people hear leadership, or it's a leadership training, or it's a book on leadership, I realize that a lot of people tune off because they can't yet see how this connects with what is uppermost on their minds at the moment. How to pay the bills, right? How to pay the bills. However, I have experienced the connection, and it is really, really powerful, right? So thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Can you do something? Again, because what I want to talk about is so important. The effect of leadership training on my finances, right? Can you share? Can you share? Drag someone in here, because that's what leaders do. We invest in the improvement of people's lives. That's what leaders do. It's not just about occupying a position and being higher than other people and being more powerful than other people. That's not what leadership essentially is about. The power, the authority, and everything that comes with it, they are just resources for improving people's lives. So please share with someone. Now, okay. So I wanted to attempt to answer that question. The person wondering, okay, so if I buy a book on leadership and I read it, if I attend a seminar on leadership, would it affect what I'm going through right now, right? Would it affect my ability to pay my bills, my ability to live a comfortable life? And I just wanted to say it does in profound ways, in amazing ways. At least it has for me. And this is the point. So at the basic level, you rise to the top, wherever you are. Maybe in an organization, maybe in the community, right? Maybe in your industry, you rise to the top. So the Pareto principle comes in, and it suggests that 80% of the resources of a country is controlled by 20% of the population, right? 20% of the population controls 80% of the wealth of the country. So when you find your way to the top 20%, it changes everything, right? You move into a space where there's less competition, and that's where most of the opportunities are. The best opportunities are there at the top, right? Yeah, just think about your organization, for example, and think about the disparity between the income of the directors at the top, or the people in management, and the people at the lower levels. It's just the way it is, right? Some people complain about the salaries of CEOs, But the point is that the people at the top are not average people. They are not ordinary people. They don't do average work. They don't do average work. They actually create the job. They carry a heavy load, right? They bear responsibility for most of the success of the organization, and then they are rewarded for it. You find a way, to rise to the top of your industry. That's where they share most of the opportunities. The relationships that you build at that level is phenomenal. But I'll tell you one thing though. In our previous discussions, we've been discussing on our Monday Live, right? Monday Leadership Live events, we've been discussing the qualities of a leader. And I remember the first one we discussed was vision, right? Vision. And we said, I quoted Bill Hybels, and he said, vision is at the heart of leadership. He said, if you take vision out of a leader, there's nothing left. If you take vision, the capacity for vision from a leader, there's nothing left. And here in our community, we define vision as the ability to see people, places, and things not just the way they are, but the way they could be. So the improvement that leaders bring to their team, to their community, to their organization, to their nation, the improvement that they bring starts from inside them. It starts from inside them. Okay? That's why Pastor Rick Warren of Saddleback Church in California said, the heart of the matter is a matter of the heart. The heart of the matter is a matter of the heart. Now, I take the risk to assume that most people don't know where the major differences are between rich people and poor people, or highly successful people and people that are not so successful. Most people don't know where the difference is. But most poor people think that the major difference is money, that it is in the cash, in the account, and so on. But the major difference, when you really understand how it works, is here or here. It's inside. It's inside. So this is my discovery as a leader and as a teacher of leadership, that the major quality, one of the most fundamental qualities of a leader is vision. And what I found out is that there is a connection between vision and provision. Provision is money. Provision is resources, right? So you look at the word provision, break it up, right? It's a word derived from vision. Provision is derived from vision. Pro and vision. Pro and vision. Pro means for or towards. For or towards. The opposite of pro is anti, right? Anti or anti, A-N-T-I. So once you say something is anti something, it means it is against. When something is pro something, it is for or towards. So the money, the material resources are provision. They are for vision. Material resources and financial resources and opportunities, even people gravitate towards you to the size of your vision. To the size of your vision. It's amazing. Vision makes you a magnet. Every human being is a living magnet. We have the power to attract and we have the power to repel. We have the power to attract and we have the power to repel. This is important. Many people don't know that they unconsciously repel opportunities, repel good people, repel miracles, literally. In fact, repel money. Until it is explained, you don't understand how it works. There is a part of the brain, it's at the back of the brain, called the RAS, the reticular activating system. So this is what it does. It filters. It filters. There are many things hitting you at the same time. At any point in time, the weather, the temperature, the what's on the news, the things your eyes are picking around, there is a lot that is trying to enter your brain. It is the RAS, R-A-S, reticular activating system, that does not allow your brain to explode, right? So in order to prevent you from being stressed, the reticular activating system filters out things that you're not familiar with, things it does not recognize, like that. So the reason why the news is powerful is they make it as negative as possible so that it can pass through the RAS, right? So even though you're not familiar with it, but if it carries a heavy dose of emotion, then it can pass through the RAS, right? It is prioritized. If your RAS is not programmed, for example, for wealth, right? It will not recognize the opportunities for wealth, and you will be shocked. It will reject them, to throw them away. Reminds me of a famous story that I read many years ago, and I've shared it over and over and over and over. The young man that went to fish with a fishing hook, went to the river to fish with a fishing hook. And whenever he caught a fish, he went with a stick from home. He would use the stick to measure the fish. If the fish was shorter, if the fish was shorter than the stick, he threw it in the bucket. If the fish was longer than his stick, he threw it back into the river. Does that make sense? If you were the one, what would you have done? Keep the bigger fish. Why throw the smaller ones back in? Why throw the smaller ones into the bucket and throw the big ones back into the river? So after some time, his friend approached him and said, "Come, I've been watching you for some time now, and what you're doing is a bit puzzling. You're throwing the bigger fish back into the river and keeping the small ones. There must be some deep philosophy to what you are doing. I want you to explain it to me." The guy said, "There is no deep philosophy anywhere. I have a frying pan at home. I have a frying pan at home. I have used this stick to measure the diameter of the frying pan. Any fish that is longer than this stick is too big for my frying pan. That's why I throw them back in the river." So the reticular activating system I'm talking about, that's your frying pan. And the question I want to ask you right now is, how big is your frying pan? So it's an unconscious thing. We won't know when we reject an idea that could earn us $1 million, an idea that could connect us with somebody that could be, that could really transform our lives, a relationship that could change everything. We don't know when we are rejecting. That is why vision is so powerful. It changes you from the inside. Vision changes your frying pan. Vision changes your frying pan. So we said, what makes you a leader? Another quality that we discussed was empathy. So, being a leader means you are no longer thinking only about yourself. You are thinking about others. Although leadership starts with self-leadership, yes, and it means that when you begin to develop leadership qualities, the first person you have vision for is yourself. Right? For example, many years ago, it was in the late 90s, I saw a picture in a magazine, and there was this motivational speaker in the United States. Himself and his wife were in the picture. In the background was like a stadium, and it was packed with people. And obviously they had been training. I tore that page of the magazine and stuck it to the wall in my bedroom. I said, that's where I'm going. I want to influence people like that. I want to add value to people's lives like that. I want to be teaching people like that in large numbers. So you see, it wasn't primarily about what to get, what I would get. It was about the level at which I would be giving, the level at which I would be adding value to people's lives. I was developing vision. That's why I stuck it there. We had this small table in our bedroom. I stuck it there so that I could see it over and over and over and over and over again. By the way, if you've gotten my book, Shifts, 6 Steps to Transform Your Mindset and Elevate Your Leadership, You know, that's the principle I teach them. Whatever you see and hear consistently over time will enter your heart. And I share that because that's where leadership starts from, right? Vision. So, but this is the point. This is the point. Thank you, Prince Nee. Prince Nee joined us from Benin Republic. Thank you. He says, am I going to sleep tonight? Dr. Sam, again, is about to reset thinking. Thank you, thank you, thank you, right? So, but just think about the impact of what I was doing on my finances. I was in my late 20s, right? Just struggling and starting and hustling, you know, to build the organizations we had just started. And then now I'm seeing myself, in fact, what I read in that story was that there were 14,000 people present at that event where this couple took the picture. So it's simple logic, right? That by the time I am speaking to 14,000 people, my finances will not be at the same level as it was where I was then, right? So there's this big connection between vision and provision. Provision is provision. Resources come to you to the degree of your vision. And if your vision is about empowering people, it's about adding value to people's lives, then your finances will grow in geometric proportion, not just arithmetic, but geometric proportion. Yes, there is a big connection between your leadership skills, leadership training, and your finances. I wish people knew. I wish people knew. I was checking the other day. In Nigeria, I'm part of the top 1% income earners. In the United States, I'm part of the top 1% of income earners. Not because that was the goal or the target, no, but because of how much value I add to people's lives. Because of how much value I add to people's lives, there is a connection between vision and provision. So leadership starts with self-leadership, right? Yes, self-leadership. So this is where I saw myself. This is where I was seeing myself. So where do you really see yourself, right? So when you're part of leadership training, you read leadership books, you read the books written by leaders in your field or in their field, these books expand your mind, right? I had just completed my National Youth Service in Nigeria. I was 21 when I saw a friend reading a book written by the pastor of the largest church in the world at that time. The Gentleman's Church in South Korea had over half a million. Dr. Paul Cho had over 500,000 members at that time, or maybe 750,000 or so. Right? As I listen, the book is titled The Fourth Dimension. I started the book. The book was so explosive. The insights were so explosive. I read through, right? I finished the book in the night, went back to chapter 1 and read through again. In less than 48 hours, I read the book twice. It was the first time I would read the book like that. Why? My mind was expanding. The gap between the author and myself was just too wide. Too wide, right? Yes, Yinka says you didn't mention my name. From Ondo Town. Thank you, Yinka, for joining us. Thank you, Joshua, for joining us from Ghana. Tokumbo from the UK. Sharon from Houston, Texas. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyway, so this is okay. So I developed a vision, right, for going on radio. And then I'm on radio, I'm on TV, reaching millions of people. 2010, we got on Daystar TV in the US and the World Network. And these two channels were reaching all the countries, practically all the countries in the world. That's phenomenal, right? That was the vision. That was how I saw myself. Well, you ask, does that affect your finances? Of course it does. Because then people know who I am. They know what my message is. I'm getting invitations from different countries to speak, right? So I'm just saying, any investment you make into developing your leadership capacity is an investment that will yield compound interest, because it's an investment in people. Compound interest. People have not found the connection yet. So when you say leadership, they think, it's about the people at the top, the people at the top. Oh no, it's about us, it's about you. And in our community, we believe that everyone can lead. So next weekend, something phenomenal is going to happen. Next weekend, right? It's the Shift Conference USA, holding next week, Saturday, the 13th of September, from 10 a.m. EST, right? In Nigeria, that will be 3 p.m. or so. It's going to be life-changing. It's going to be life-changing. And could you please repeat the name of the book you're referring to? Number 4, The Fourth Dimension, by David Cho. Cho is C-H-O. The Fourth Dimension by David Cho. So thank you. Thank you, Kukola Matthew from the UAE, Jonathan Ezimakodi. Right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mankitanen from Port Harcourt. Thank you. Tamunotoye, thank you for joining us. Okay. So this is it. At the Shift Conference USA, we're going to have Alicia Little. And Alicia Little is going to demonstrate how you can use AI to change the way you do your work. That alone, I don't know anyone on this planet right now that should dumb down or avoid any opportunity to learn about how to use AI. Oh my God. Another speaker, right, Segun Otulano, is a gentleman who says that he had me when he was 16 in Lagos, Nigeria. And he said it was an inflection point in his life. An inflection point is when you have a line on the graph and it goes down sharply or goes up sharply. And I wasn't there. I didn't even know him. He was addressing university students here in the US, and he was telling the story. And he was telling the university students, pay attention to the inflection points in your life. I had an inflection point like that at the age of 16. A gentleman was invited to speak at my parents' church. My life changed from that point onwards. He doesn't know who I am. He probably doesn't know where I am in the world. His name is Pastor Sam Adeyemi. That's how somebody sent me a link to the video, and I said, what? For him to still be saying that in his 40s. So I watched the video and I was blown away to know that, yes, at 18 or so, he came over to the United States for university. After that, he worked a bit, then began to try his hands on businesses. And then one of the businesses grew, and he sold the business for $1.25 billion in 2021. Did you hear me? He sold one of the businesses for $1.25 billion, a Nigerian. Well, now Nigerian American. So I linked him up on LinkedIn, and then we had a chat on Zoom. He's speaking, right? In fact, one question we should ask him: What did I say when he was 16 that his age changed his life like that? What was it? He's going to tell his story, right? And then tell the story of how he's been able to build his business. Now he likes to help people build their businesses up to the $1 billion mark. Let me go back to Alicia. Alicia is so good in teaching AI, right? What I'm saying now, if we give it to Alicia, in 4 minutes, Alicia will turn it into a book. The book will be ready, leveraging AI. So if you take what Alicia says, and then you take what Segun Otulano says, it means you can achieve what Segun Otulano achieved in 1/4 of the time, right? Or 10% of the time. That's what it means. Teenagers are becoming billionaires now, right? Teenagers are becoming millionaires now. Let me say millionaires now as teenagers, leveraging AI. The shift that is coming into the world is a big shift. It's a powerful shift. So I don't know any reason in the world, right? I don't know any reason in the world why anyone should miss a conference like that. My friend Cedric Nash will also be speaking. Cedric is a multimillionaire, right? Who started investing in real estate from when he was in college, although he's an IT expert, right? He actually made his big money in IT, but also in real estate, he's a guru owning residential properties and commercial properties. Large numbers of them, right? He will also be speaking. And I'll also be speaking, right? How do you create big shifts? Because as it is now, it's not enough for you to just make money or even be successful. How do we make the world a better place? So how do you create big shifts in your organization? How do you create big shifts in your nation, right? Because we're going to see whole nations change very soon. Whole nations, right? Thank you. Sparkle is asking, can we not connect to the Shift Conference USA virtually? I'm a student in University of Ibadan. Oh, sure. So that's the point. Shift-conference.com. Shift-conference.com. And you will see all the options there. The good news, we'll be streaming it live, right? We'll be streaming it live. Of course, you'll pay some registration fee. And I'm just saying, whatever you pay for registration for this Shift Conference is nothing. You know why I buy books? I buy books all the time. If I'm expecting to see one now outside the door. When I buy a book written by a billionaire for $30, I'm excited. When I get the book, I dance. I'm excited. It's only wise people make that kind of investment. $30, and I'm rubbing minds with a billionaire. I apply the things they say, I get big results. How? I said I was reading books written by pastor of the largest church in the world. Okay, so in my own little way, I'm then able to build a church to 40,000, right? So can you compare the result with the investment, right? So the Shift Conference USA, September 13, next week, Saturday, wherever you are in the world, you need to join us. In fact, right now, I challenge you to go. If you are in the DMV area, in fact, if you're anywhere in North America, right, buy your ticket, register, buy your ticket, and just come down, right, to Maryland. It's College Park, Marriott Hotel and Conference Center, Hyattsville, Maryland, right? If you are a C-level leader, a senior management level leader, we have general session, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. We have what we call the VIP session. We just have 30 minutes break. Then we go into the VIP session. VIP session. That's the only place where people will be able to ask questions, because those are our core targets, right? C-level leaders like myself. We want to solve real problems. So Alicia will be there, Cedric will be there, Segun Otulano will be there, I'll be there, and we will answer questions real time. I'm sorry for those that will be joining us online. It's only the general session we'll be able to live stream. We won't be able to live stream the VIP session. So if you're anywhere in Canada or the USA, then just get your ticket, grab your ticket, and come join us, right? In Maryland. You can fly in the morning and fly out in the evening, right? Good. So investment is the key to achievement. Computer language, output answers to input, or garbage in, garbage out. I'm saying investing in leadership training is one of the most profitable things I have done with my life. Honestly, one of the most profitable things I've done with my life. There is a strong connection between leadership and your earning capacity. The President of the United States, the salary is fixed by law. It's $400,000 per year, right? But it's probably the most powerful opportunity to add value to people's lives in the world, right? One of the most powerful opportunities. So President Obama goes to the White House, his president collects his $400,000 per annum. You will think, hey, for the richest country in the world, they can afford $4 million per annum, at least for their president. Sorry. They've made it clear through their constitution, this position is not for acquisition, it is for service. However, as soon as President Obama steps out of office, then publishing companies chase him and his wife. Eventually, they agree with one publishing company and they signed a contract to write books. What they were paid $60 million upfront. $60 million US upfront. There is a connection between leadership and your money. Any investment you make in developing a leadership mindset, in developing leadership skills, is absolutely a smart investment to make. The way the world is going right now, everybody can see leadership is a major need. Leadership skills, major need in our world right now. So register right away. The links are there, YouTube, Facebook, the links are there, or simply type shift-conference.com. If you are anywhere in North America, you can come physically, then register to come physically. And I'll say this to us C-level leaders, don't come alone. Don't come alone. Most times leaders attend the conference, they're excited, they go back home, they want to execute the changes, everything gets stranded. Why? The culture. The people are not ready to go with you, so you stop. So that's why it's good to bring some people along, right, to the training. So don't register only for yourself. So you will find opportunities for group registration with discounts. They're there. And then if you are not anywhere near here, you are anywhere in the world, we are going to live stream the Shift Leadership Conference USA. I'm really happy to announce that. And I'm asking you to register right away, right now. Yes. If you're using a device where you can, scan, we actually have a code on the screen right now that you can scan and join us. I'm excited. I'm pumped up, ready for the massive transformations that will happen. I promise you one thing. Even when I host a conference, I am going to be the #1 beneficiary of the conference. Isaac is asking, where do I get the Shift book in Abuja? Roving Heights Bookshop. Roving Heights has 2 or 3 locations, bookshops in Abuja. So please just Google, check Roving Heights Bookshop, and you can go grab your copy in Abuja. If you're in Lagos, on the premises of Daystar Christian Center at Oregon, Ikeja, Lagos, there's a bookshop, Family First Bookshop. It's there. It's there. Or reach out to Roving Heights on Instagram at Roving Heights. Ask them where you can get the book, and they'll tell you, because they ship books all over Nigeria. Dixon says, I just finished reading one of your books, The Parable of Dollars. Thank you, sir, for that book. Thank you. The book has made a lot of people millionaires. It's an amazing book, The Parable of Dollars. It's available on Amazon, and you can grab your copy if you want. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this short discussion. I'll actually be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. EST. That will be 2 p.m. in Nigeria. I'll continue this discussion tomorrow morning, especially for the sake of those who are unable to join us now. I'll give one other reason why there's a strong connection between leadership training and your capacity to create wealth. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me close on this. And this is a testimonial from Charles, Chisara Charles. I got to listen to your teachings recently on YouTube and this the mobile app. The quantum leap I have experienced in just a few days is so remarkably massive. Just chewing, digesting, and regurgitating your teachings. Thank you very much. I don't just listen, but I know I will teach like you someday. I bought as much books as I can lay on in the bookshop yesterday, written by you. Thank you, sir. Wow. Isn't that powerful? Thank you, Charles. Thank you. You made my weekend. You made my weekend. So everyone, see you at the Shift Conference DMV USA, Saturday, 13th of September, right? Remember, right? You are going to be able to write books now with AI in 4 minutes. You're going to be able to write your reports in your office, fantastic with graphs and charts and everything AI. If you give it the correct prompt, 3-4 minutes, you're going to be, your work is going to just make a big jump. And I know some people right now are saying, oh, there's something wrong with it. I want to say, if you're a person of faith, don't let anybody confuse you, right? Don't let anybody confuse you. When they were creating cars, fast-moving cars, there were people that said it will never work. People will be dying inside it. Someone said, in fact, that the human heart was not designed, someone who thought he was an expert, the human heart was not designed to go at a speed of more than 30 miles per hour. So those vehicles that they are creating, people will just be fainting and dying inside them. Have we died because of the speed, right? Some said when they were creating aircraft, and they were warning people, don't go inside the aircraft, because if God wanted man to fly, he would have given him wings. Hello. So this AI business, if you don't jump on it fast enough, and if I don't jump, the world will leave us behind. It's one of the most required skills now, right? Alicia actually does training, trains people on the skills. Organizations are needing people with AI skills right now and so on. I can't describe the value of this conference. I can't. Anyway, have an amazing weekend, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Much love from me and our team here. 9 a.m. EST tomorrow, it will be 2 p.m. in Nigeria. We'll have another Leadership Live. God bless. Bye. That point where you make up your mind is where your life changes. That's where a poor man becomes a rich man. That's it. That's where failure changes to success. It is your decision, not your condition, that determines your destiny. Whatever you are seeing and hearing, I promise you will not live your life the same. Leadership is not a day's job, it's a daily job. It takes time to change the mindset. The human mind functions like a camera, and any image that is established on the film or memory card is what is printed out for you on the postcard. Whatever picture it finds in your heart and mind is what it prints out for you in real life.